Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to my channel. This is Real Talk Bougie, where we talk hot topics and all the things. Okay. So, welcome back to my channel, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because my chats are subscriber only. Anyway, so this has been a hot topic over here. Of course, you know this couple, the Williams, Shirley, and Ernesto. Ernesto is sitting over in Cobb County right now, and he has charges in Fulton County, Henry County, and in California, and God only knows where else. But we're going to talk about, well, we're not talking about his cases at the moment. We want to talk about Miss Shirley. So, guys, I know we've known this for a long time. I think that this has come up once or twice before, that there was some issues. Obviously we know that there are some deep financial issues. What the details have been, I really didn't know, but turns out that Shirley filed a Chapter 13 once upon a time, and it was actually in California. So let's get into it. Let me see what we can see here. So Shirley, let me move this over just a second. So this is a like a cover sheet to a document that I'm going to show you a little bit more of. The documents are extensive, but in any case, Shirley did file for bankruptcy in 2018. The complete bankruptcy was completed in 2020. And as you can see, it was completed in 2020, and it was for a significant amount. It included a property. It included a Mercedes that was well over $130,000 Mercedes, amongst various other things, including some services for a kind of business financial manager. And so basically, this was filed in California, like I said, in 2018. The final disposition was in 2020, and it was a Chapter 13. I'm not going to go through all of the documents at this time, but we're going to go through a few things that I thought were very interesting. And I would like to have a little bit more time to run through the documents that I found to be most interesting, that we can go over, document by document. But I did kind of mark up one of the documents. I think it's called, let me see what this is called, because I'm not super familiar with bankruptcy filings. This was called, I guess it's called an official form 101. And this is the actual filing with the Central District of California, Los Angeles Division, and it's in the name of Shirley Clark Strawberry. There were a couple things that I found to be very interesting. So let's get into it. Let me change screens. And again, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and let's get into it. Let me pull this up. Okay, so I did redact some of this document myself. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so let's just start with what I have. Okay, maybe this works better. What I have marked up. So number one, this document I pulled from Pacer, which is, some of you may or may not be familiar with Pacer, but Pacer is a portal where you can pull legal documents. So in any case, this is the filing from the Central District, California, Los Angeles Division. It was a Chapter 13, as you can see right here. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can really see this. Okay. Okay. Next thing is going to be the legal name, which is Shirley Clark Strawberry. Okay. Other names known, Shirley Ann Strawberry. It doesn't appear that Shirley at all changed her name to Williams. I think that might be obvious, but maybe not. So this is right here is where it says, let me use my pen. As you can see, Shirley and Strawberry, right? Okay, so I have not used any business name or EIN. So she's declaring this bankruptcy in her name. This is the address. I'm not sure what this address was, if that was her address at the time or one of the addresses that she was claiming. It's for a Chapter 13 filing. So there are some options here, 7, 11, 12, 13. I will pay the entire fee when I file my petition. She's checking off there. She's making various other declarations. Have you filed for a bankruptcy within the last year? No. Last 8 years, excuse me. Are any bankruptcy cases pending? She says no. Do you rent a residence now? Yes. And then go to line 12. And then she is reporting, are you the sole proprietor of any full-time or part-time business? She says no. Again, remember 2018. Are you filing under Chapter 11? No. Do you own any properties that possess or is alleged to pose a threat of a immigrant or unidentifiable hazard to public safety? She says no. Shirley Clark Strawberry. I received a briefing from an approved credit counseling agency within the last 180 days before I filed for bankruptcy petition, and I've received a certificate of completion. So I guess she went to some sort of credit counseling service and has completed that, right? What kind of debts do you have? It says go to line 17. She says she has between 1 to 49 creditors. That's what I circled here. Are you filing for Chapter 7? She says no. And then there's the signature. I know that we saw the affidavit recently that she signed for Ernesto, and someone mentioned that they wanted to see her signature. So this signature appears on several documents. This being one of them, obviously. So that is a true signature. And this is the attorney that worked on her case. And there's the signature again. There is 2018. Shirley Clark Strawberry. There we go again. And look at this total. The total of the bankruptcy filing summary of assets and liabilities, 1,046,208.97. Okay. Then summarize the liabilities. So here's an itemization. Here is another one. We will get like further in depth on what everything is as we when we come back. But I just wanted to kind of high level because I know people have had lots of questions. Here is, as of 2018, what she lists as her monthly salary, 41,800. From the statement of your current monthly income. So current monthly income at the time was according to her, $41,840. And then deducting any taxes and monies owed to the government. And she's listing $35,390. So it's not just the garnishment that she had for, I think we've heard about some of the garnishments due to the evictions and things like that. It might be the IRS, guys. Sis owed a lot of money to the IRS. Also, there is something right here about her property, that the property was worth almost $1 million. She did a short sale because it looked like she declared debt to Bank of America of over $400,000. So that is part of this filing. Then the Mercedes G-Wagon 2016 with approximately 41,000 mileage on it. $139,000, almost $140,000 vehicle. And that did include late charges. Like there's just a lot going on here. We're just going to continue to scroll down. There's an entry for Bank of America, an entry for a business management consultant. Let's scroll down. So the vehicle, personal and household, um, total financial assets. She listed some very small amounts in her bank account, like um, checking $43. I mean, I was kind of surprised. $43, $25, private banking, her savings account, $600. And that was in 2018. Okay. Okay. Um, let's keep going. So she's at the moment making $40,000 a month. She's saying that she has $600, $668 in the bank. Let's keep going. So these are basically like some financial statements. So again, this is what she's claiming to currently have as assets. This is this is the home. This might have been the house that she sold. And I know that it was said that she sold it well below market value. And I'm starting to think maybe it was a short sale. So let's keep going. So this is the Bank of America claim with the $449,757. The actual value of the collateral was $900,000. The IRS bill, $433,254 for the IRS. Okay. Mercedes-Benz right there. We're looking at well over $1 million right here, guys. This was a lot. Okay. Georgia Department of Revenue for taxes right here. Let me see if you guys can see this. Georgia Department of Revenue. Okay. We're just continuing to scroll down because there's something else I want you to see. So this particular firm right here, Stabler and Associates, looks like services rendered in the amount of $25,000 in 2018. And when I researched what type of firm this is, this seems to be some sort of like a business manager, tax consultant. So this may have been someone who was helping manage her finances. But clearly it's being rolled into the bankruptcy. So maybe she found that she was not going to be able to pay him. I'm not really sure, but this is really interesting. Do you have any co-debtors? So is there anyone else that is claiming this debt with you outside of you? And she says no. So Ernesto clearly was not included in this. And then she lists herself as occupation radio broadcaster working for a company called Premier Networks. And at the time, it was 2.5 years with that particular company because, I'm not sure what the history is of Steve's show, but at this time, she's listed as 2.5 years working for Premier Network and a total gross monthly income monthly right there at 40,249, and then various amounts of what is coming out of her check. And again, we'll go through this at another time. And let's see, we scroll down and it gives her what her gross monthly income is. There's another sample of the signature. Shirley Clark Strawberry. And this was an interesting question that I think you guys would be interested in seeing because I was kind of like, what? And clearly she's filing this on her own, but it's like, okay, ma'am, are you married? Not married. So, I mean, look, I don't know what happened in Atlanta. We saw the big lavish wedding. Are these two like spiritually married? Did they ever fill out paperwork? I know that there have been people to go from to different counties searching out information. Information has yet to been found, but on this legal document, she states not married. But remember the affidavit, she stated on the affidavit that she is his wife. So I don't know. I don't know where her original marriage license is filed, but what I do know is that on this official document filed with the state of California, what is your current marital status? It has nothing to do with who you are um, filing this Chapter 13 with. It just asks, what is your current marital status? And sis has not married right there. So, okay. Moving right along. Let's see. Let's go to this next thing right here. Um, so in 2016, how much did you make? 307,547. 2017, 496, 521. Um, see what the other noteworthy items are on this document that I thought you guys might be interested in. Let me see what else I have circled on here. Okay. Let's see. Current monthly income 41,840. So here we go. 41,840 for a grand total of 502,089. So at least back in 2018, sis was making about $500,000 and or a little bit over that. And I'm not sure what got her to the point where she felt like she wasn't able to manage her bills. Quite possibly, it was owing $500,000 to the IRS. Um, I'm not really sure. Let me see. Was there anything else I circled on here? But the debts are pretty massive. As far as what she owed to the IRS and the car payment. And so I'm not sure what, like I said, what led her to the filing of the Chapter 13. Like I said, some of the glaring things, I think her car payment, let me see if I can find this. I feel like on the contract for her car payment, it was well into like $2,000 a month. It was kind of something ridiculous. Let me see if I can find this. I think I just found it. Let's take a look at the finance contract. You know that long CVS type receipt that they give you when you buy a car. So the financing document, let me see, is this it? Okay, here we go. All right, let me make this nice and big. Let's see. All right, let me make this just a little bit bigger. I think this is the biggest that I can get it. So, let me see. Okay, so, okay, if you can see this, so it's a used car. So this car was purchased. What was the date on here? This car was purchased in 2017 and it's a 2016. Okay. 2016 Mercedes G63. Okay. With 21,000 miles. When she filed for bankruptcy, it had roughly 41,000 miles on it. She got an 8.49% interest rate. The finance charges were going to be roughly about $36,000. The finance amount was $139,275 for a grand total of $178,228. and looks like she put down $19,000. So the total price of the car was $197,000 with 71 payments. Is that right? 71 payments? So the car would have been paid off in September of 2023. So it looks like this would have been financed for 6 years. I guess number of payments was 71, for a monthly car payment of $2,475, which obviously became a problem, okay, because it got rolled into the bankruptcy. Okay. And here's that signature again, okay? And you can see that right there. And you can see some signatures right there, okay? So this looks like the original finance document with her name on it, and VIN and all of that on that document. Let me see what this is right here. This is the itemized. So this was a document, I think, from Mercedes Financial Services, itemized statement required for bankruptcy rule, maybe notifying Mercedes-Benz. So at the time, $136,000, 136,446.13, with over $1,000, almost $1,100 in late fees. There's a lot. Anyway, guys, if you want to go through this just in a little bit more detail, but look, this is the deal at this moment. Let's just talk about what we've seen so far. Number one, I know this was a lot to kind of go through in a little bit of time, but number one, what we're seeing is, let's just talk about the first thing. Sis lists herself as not married. Okay. Ernesto is not on her bankruptcy, which that's not a surprise. Maybe he didn't have to claim bankruptcy, but even with him not being on there as a debtor, he is not documented on it at all. And she also lists herself as unmarried. It confirms Shirley Clark Strawberry, middle name Shirley Ann Strawberry. Apparently, maybe some of the selling of her house or the short sale of the house was maybe due to the pending bankruptcy. She had a car that she bought used that she was going to pay almost $200,000 for, with a $19,000 deposit. Sis was making $500,000 a year, and it still was not enough. There was well over $400,000 in debt, claimed IRS debt, along with somewhere in the $30,000 to $40,000 range of owing to the state of Georgia. So, my God, just a lot going on there. So comment down below. Tell me what you think. I am certainly not an expert in reviewing these documents. There was a lot there to process. Tell me what you think. What is sticking out? Is Shirley really married to Ernesto? Was this like all a skit for Essence Magazine? I mean, we've seen people get married before. We saw Yandy and Mendici on Love and Hip Hop. And we know that Shirley, she said it the other day, she loves Ratchet TV. So was she imitating Love and Hip Hop and doing a Love and Hip Hop style fake wedding or something? Like, who knows what it was? Because at the end of the day, people have not been able to find where these marriage licenses are filed. Clearly, there's no divorce papers if there's no marriage licenses filed, or people don't know. Maybe, I mean, they could have done it in another state for all we know. But what we do know at this point is that on her bankruptcy filing in California, when she was clearly married to her husband in 2018 through 2020, she lists herself as not married. However, on the document, the affidavit, she lists herself on a sworn statement to the court by an officer of the court being deposed that she is the wife of this gentleman. So anyway, you guys let me know. Lots of questions, lots of questions, lots of questions. If you would like to see this again, a little bit slower, a little bit more detailed, you let me know and we'll talk about it. In any case, welcome to Real Talk Bougie. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy content like this, you want to talk more about this, but this case is underway. Things are rolling. And let me just also say this as a footnote. Life is not perfect for everyone. There's plenty of people who have used bankruptcy for many different reasons. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, but we've seen a particular pattern of lifestyle, of living high, and also not necessarily coming through on paying of the debts. And this seems to be kind of consistent with that. So we've, I mean, and take it how you want. Anyway, no one is saying that Sis's life had to be perfect, but clearly there's issues going on. And clearly, there is some living extravagantly, and even on making a six-figure salary, Sis was still having some issues and problems. Tell me what you think down below. What do you know about bankruptcy chapter 13? And it's obviously something that people use to protect themselves from financial debt and turmoil. Let me know what you think down below. What do you think of some of the information that was in these documents? I just find it funny that she never, even just professionally, yes, she stayed strawberry, but even just behind the scenes, it doesn't seem like she ever changed her name to Williams. There doesn't seem, outside of this wedding, where's the, did she ever marry this guy? Who knows? Anyway, I don't know. I guess we'll just wait and see and find out. Anyway, y'all take care, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Have a good evening.